It's crazy. I'm loving it, living the American life, trying to do it. It's crazy, you know. So I had to learn how to drive out here, which was fun. To get a car, obviously, which I just almost couldn't get. You have to fill out forms, and then they want your credits. And in America, credits is very important. I don't understand the concept. I'm in the car dealership, and there's this Asian gentleman helping me. We're going through the forms, and he says, "So how long have you lived in America for?" I said, I haven't lived here for long. He said, "Oh, this not good for you. This not good for you." I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "No, you cannot lease car in America unless you've been here a long time, because then you don't have credit, okay? You don't." I said, "Well, I've got the money to pay for it." He said, "Yeah, that's not the point, okay? That's not the point. In America, okay, in this country, we want credit, okay? Our country focus on credit. If you got good credit, you can buy anything. We don't care about money. We want credit." I said, "Well, credit is the assumption that you can pay back the money." He's like, "No, that don't count here, okay? In our country, you have good credit, you can buy anything, okay? You got good credit." He's like, our country. And I was like, look, I hate to be rude, but when you say our country, do you mean our because you live here now, or our because the Chinese own it? And he was like, it's a bit of both, okay? Yeah, but no credit for you, no car. Okay, goodbye. I had to just buy myself a car, you know, this horrible thing, drive around. And that's the worst thing, driving in America, wow. On the other side of the road, you feel like a rebel, you know, until you see the other cars coming, and then it's not so much fun. You know how many times I did that, just going to the wrong side? And don't trust movies. It's not easy to do that whole thing. No, people don't just drive, and no, they stop. They just look at you and go, "What are you doing?" In the movies, you drive past, "What are you doing?" Aren't you supposed to? No, they don't drive. They just wait for you to turn around, and the street is so small. You're doing one of those turns, just watching them in your shame, just like it's horrible. I had to practice for months. It was the worst. I remember I drove into a street once. I thought I'd learned. It had been months. I'd been doing it well, and then I turned into the wrong way, and I saw this little old Asian lady driving towards me, and I was like, "No!" And there was nobody else, so I swerved the car around. I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "Yeah! Hero!" And I drove, and there were 50 cars coming this way. And I was like, "You bitch!" And I told my friend the story. I told him this. I was like, "Oh, this is what happened." And he was like, "Oh, that's so funny, man. That's so funny." And he's like, "Who was driving the car?" I said, "A little old Asian lady." And he's like, "Oh, yeah, you can't say that, man. You can't say that." I said, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Yeah, you can't say she's Asian." I said, "Why not?" He's like, "Yeah, because that's racist." I said, "What, that she's Asian?" He's like, nah, if she's a bad driver and you say she's Asian, that's racist. I said, "So let me get this straight. Asians are not allowed to be called bad drivers? Is this not racism in itself? Everyone else is allowed the world of bad drivers. But if I'm driving on the freeway behind an Asian person and they're swerving around, and I go, 'This bad driver, you drive like crap.' And I pull up next to them, I'm like, 'Oh, no, sorry. You're not a bad driver. You're just Asian. I'm sorry.'" Not racism in itself. It's madness. So now what I had to do was get around using a GPS, you know? Decided to get one of those. First, I tried to be a cheapskate. I thought, "Oh, get a phone with a GPS." That was a horrible mistake. Bought myself one of those iPhones with Siri. Oh, your assistant, she talks to you. She listens to you. If you're American, she doesn't understand one word I say. I don't understand why. I speak English, and they're talking to her. Doom, doom. She's like, "What do you need?" I'm like, "Siri, please call Peter." "You want pizza?" No, cancel. "Siri, I need pizza." "You want pizza?" "No, Siri, I want pizza, not pizza." "You want pizza?" No, Siri, what's going on here?" "You want to, Peter, Siri, Peter, Siri. You're not making sense. Siri, are you having an attitude with me? You tell me. I don't know what the hell is going on here. Siri, just listen to me. I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Siri, just, bitch. Dialing mom. What the hell? This is horrible. I had to buckle down and buy myself a real GPS to get me around, which has been working like a charm. If you don't have a GPS, you get yourself one. It's the best thing you'll ever do. Just don't make the mistake I made and buy it from Craigslist. I bought one off Craigslist, and the guy who sold it to me didn't tell me that it was a Spanish language GPS, which was not so good. I didn't understand anything she says. Look, I still get around because the arrows are in English, thank God. But otherwise, it was just horrible. And I hated it the first few days, and then I fell in love with her. She's just, you know, I don't understand why more Americans don't speak Spanish. It's such a sexy language. I'm sitting there, and like all the men in here, you want to feel like a man. You get yourself a Spanish GPS. Oh no, you don't understand. Traffic never sounded sexier. It's just like, I just punch in random destinations and she guides me around. She's like, dum dum. Sigue toco de que para conocí. En 200 metros sería la de la cha. And I'm just like, oh shucks, Tom Tom. You say that all the time. This is sexy, you know? She guides me around. It's beautiful. I love that. I'm going to learn Spanish because of that. Spanish has gone up my list. I had a few languages in Spanish. Spanish was like 6th language. I spoke 4 languages in South Africa. And then the 5th language was going to be Japanese. And then Spanish was, but now Spanish has gone up. Japanese I've had to pause because of the earthquake. There's not that many of them traveling now. So it's sad. There's no one now. Just like walk around the streets, just, you know. But Spanish has gone up. Because I was getting good at Japanese, don't get me wrong. I was getting really good. You know, I could say, and it's a great language. It's powerful. Because you speak Japanese from your chest, it makes you feel strong. Hey there. Yeah, very strong. Whereas English you speak from the head and the chest. You know, do you know what I mean? You speak it head and chest. You wouldn't know this. You wouldn't know this if you listen to many coastal girls in America. Like I've been in places like California where women insist on speaking English from their nose, which is not the correct. Yeah, like, oh my God, are you guys gonna like do this? And I was like there with Tiffany, and we were talking, and I was there. That's not the right way. You're not using your lungs. I know this because when I choked her, she sounded exactly the same. Jesus. Then she's like, oh my God, you're like totally choking me right now, and I can't breathe, and this is so not on. I am so gonna tweet about this. This is like the worst thing ever. Oh, I am so dying. OMG. You know, it's horrible. Whereas Japanese is strong. Japanese, you speak from the chest, you know. A lot of the Americans are learning Chinese, I've seen. You know, Chinese, I see people say, you gotta learn Chinese. They're taking over. Chinese. Ni hao ma. Shi shi ni. Chinese. It's too late. It's too late to learn Chinese. It's over. No, it's true. It's true. Because it's also one of the hardest languages in the world. I mean, how do you learn Chinese now? Just, you know, they've got over 10,000 characters in the alphabet. You know this? 10,000 characters. We've got 26 in English. And there's still people going, what comes after Q? 26. This is, you know, 10,000 they've got. That's super smart. Although they must have the worst Sesame Street in the world. It must suck being a Muppet in that country. I can just see them on a Monday morning singing to the kids. 5 years later, it's just horrible. Horrible. You guys love your sports out here. I've never seen more focus put on sports anywhere else in the world. Americans love their sports back to front. You analyze them, you worship them, you watch the game before the game, you watch the game after the game. You talk about what might happen in the game, you talk about what's happening in the game, and then you talk about what happened in the game and what could have and might have but didn't happen in the game. It's just the craziest thing I've seen in my life. It's all about statistics. Have you seen sports in America? Non-stop. Guys just come out there. There's no time for smiles or anything. Just come out. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to it. It's the 2012 Miami Heat up against the OKC. This is the greatest final we've been waiting for in the NBA Finals. LeBron James leading his team out here, averaging 30 points, double-double every single game, 10 points per game, just in assists alone. This man is just something else. 90% from the free throw line. He's just gone in. He's statistically gotten better. His team coming in with more. Chris Bosh coming in with more assists, really doing well in the last game. Just like, wow, wow. Numbers, stats. You guys know everything, every stat. Well, I mean, he's got 4 out of 5, and I mean, if you look at that statistic alone, it looks like he should be getting forward. He should be, and then it's just crazy. You know everything. And then you switch over to like your business channels and your economy, and you're like, what's happening in the economy this year, Bob? Well, nobody knows. I mean, nobody knows. Yeah. We thought the housing market was coming up, but it wasn't. But hey, I mean, that's the economy. You never know, right? You never know. What about stocks? Well, I guess stocks, they're up and down. I don't really know. They're up and down. They could go anywhere. It's those are stocks. We don't know. But the sports, you know, you need to flip that around. You forget the statistics in the economy. Just relax in your sports. Have fun. That's the sports I watch, is relax, like soccer. I'm a huge fan of soccer, you know? Yeah. Oh, there's some fans here. I love soccer. It's chilled. You hear it in the commentators when a game is being played. There's no statistics at all. Game starts off, the whistle blows, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this majestic match. It's Spain playing against Germany. Oh, and what a wonderful day it is. Look at the crowd, really excited. Oh, and the atmosphere is amazing. Wonderful weather. And the guys are just like, oh, yeah, John, you can feel it. The players look great. It's wonderful. What do you think's going to happen today, Martin? Oh, nobody knows. I can't even remember the last time I saw a game this good. Americans will remember. Americans will go back to the finest statistic. The last time a black man scored using his left hand, jumping over a mixed race, half Indian, was in 1967 when they're like, what? This is madness. It's all about action in the sports as well, you know? As much action as possible. That's all about action in America. You guys are so action-focused, you will take the ball away from the other team if they do not give you enough action. I've never seen that in my life. That's a horrible way to bring people up. You just go to the other team, you go, hey, you guys, you take the ball, and you've got 24 seconds to get the ball in that net. 24 seconds! And if you don't do it, we're gonna give the ball to the other team. You hear me? We're gonna give the ball to the other team. Yeah, we know there's a lot of black guys. You try to get past them. That's up to you. Go! 24 seconds later, bah! You guys, you try. All about action, you know? Because America's different. It's different from the rest of the world. And you don't really know how different America is, though, until you get here. That's the one thing I will say. You know, you think you know. But then when you land in America, in your airports, that's when you know this place is different. Because American airports, unlike airports everywhere in the world, which have a certain level of joy and just all around happiness, American airports, they're like concentration camps. It's just, you know, it's just people walking barefoot in single file. Oh, it's no joke. There's even signs that say, no jokes. You know, and you're like, really? It's just insane. You walk through those airports, and you have to do things in American airports you don't do anywhere else in the world, you know? Like you have to take your shoes off. Your shoes come off, and you don't know this as a foreigner, but they don't care. They're like, yo, take your shoes off. I'm like, my what? Your shoes, take them off. I'm like, why? For safety, sir. I'm like, I'm keeping them on for your safety, my friend. You don't do this anywhere. I remember flying into Dubai one year, and as we get into the airport, this woman, an American woman, started taking off her shoes and those guys. I mean, you must understand, when you're in the Middle East as a woman, you're already a sin. And now to be taking your clothes off in public, these guys lost their mind. They were just like, Khalere, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yo, what are you doing? She's like, I'm taking my clothes off. They're like, no, what are you doing? She's like, I'm taking them off. Why are you taking your clothes off? She's like, so the machine works. She's like, no, this is a machine, not your husband. You don't need to get naked. Put your clothes on and walk through, you whore. You don't do it anywhere else. But then you come out here, you have to take off your shoes and you have to take your jacket off to walk through the metal detector. And they are mean about it. They will shout to you. They're like, you, take it off, take it off. And you don't know what to take off. You don't take it off anywhere else, so you don't know what to take off. So you're like, you, take it off. Take what off? Take it off, sir. Take what off? Take it off now. What? Your clothes. Take them. My clothes? And now you're standing there, this man shouting at you, telling you to take your clothes off. You feel like a child in a Catholic church. It's horrible. It's just, you're just standing there. I mean, I understand the need for security, but they don't need to shout at you. At least, if they tried to be nice, maybe if they chanted instead of shouting, instead of take it off, if they were like, take it off, you'd be like, yeah, woo, security, safe and sexy. They don't. This is a harrowing experience as you come in. And the worst is when you have to go through passport control. Oh, as Americans, you don't feel the pain, but as a foreigner, it's a whole different game. As Americans, you walk through to the U.S. citizens line, and they welcome you back like you on some secret mission. And you're just like, welcome home, sir. You know? When you're a foreigner, you have to wait in a super long line, and then they tease you. The line goes right to the front, and then it comes back, and it comes back, and you finally get there, and you have to wait for that, and they're standing there, and the guys are like, sir, come on. Sir, step forward. Step forward, sir. Step forward. Forward. And forward, back, behind the line, sir. Back. Get back, sir. Get back. It's a stress. You're standing there, and now you have to answer questions. Horrible, like you don't understand. It's the stress, You're standing there and you don't want to get any of the questions wrong, because just like school, they'll send you back. So you stand there and you have to answer them into a microphone that's placed strategically low, almost so that you have to bow to the American as you answer every question of his. I ask you these questions you feel like you know the answers to, but when you're there, I just handed the man my passport, to which he replied, is this you? Never before have I felt so much pressure to look like myself. I was like, I was younger then. It's horrible. And then he starts rattling them off. It's your first time in the United States of America, sir? Yes. Your first time, sir, is that correct? Yes. Sir, what is the duration of your visit out here? I'm going to be here for 6 months. 6 months, sir? Is that correct? Yes. Sir, what is the purpose of your visit in the United States of America? I'm here for holiday. Holiday, sir? Yes. Which one? My one. Could you elaborate, sir? Holiday. Yeah, what do you mean holiday, sir? Like holiday, like, woo, woo, woo. Yeah, holiday. Yeah. Holiday. You mean vacation, sir? Battery. Yes, of course. I love Mexican food. I love Mexican people. I don't even know what it is. I think it's just people, we have a connection, I don't know, South Africans and Mexicans or something. People from shithole countries, we have this thing. I still can't believe the things Donald Trump says. He's such a... For me, Donald Trump is an emotional paradox, I'm not gonna lie. Logically, I can process him. Emotionally, I struggle. On the one hand, I will admit I wake up many days terrified at the notion that he's president of the most powerful nation in the world. But I also must admit, I wake up many days knowing he's gonna make me laugh. Yeah, there's terror and there's joy, and I don't know how to feel. You know what it feels like sometimes? It feels like there's a giant asteroid headed towards the Earth, but it's shaped like a penis. Like, I think I'm gonna die, but I know I'm gonna laugh. Because you just look at everything that he does. The world we now live in because of him. Like, you realize we're living through history. You know, this will never happen in our lifetimes again. We're living through a time when we're all learning about the presidency at the same time as the president. That's never happened. How wild is that concept? You wake up every day reading the news, and you're like, wow, I didn't know that. And somewhere at that exact same moment, he's reading the same news going, wow, me too. And nobody knows where it's going to lead. Nobody knows what he's going to do. All we know is that he wants his wall. He wants his wall. Donald Trump wants his wall. He needs $25 billion the last time he asked. He needs it from American taxpayers because Mexico is smart. That fell apart real quick. I remember how confident he was at the rallies, people cheering for him. He was like, folks, we're gonna build. We're gonna build a wall, folks. Who's gonna pay? Mexico. And Mexico was like, we ain't paying for shit, man. We might build it, but we're not gonna pay for it, man. And I don't know if you've been following the journey of the wall, but it's probably the best comedy on TV, right? Because now they've started building prototypes of the wall at the border, right? Because Donald Trump said he wants them to test the wall first. I don't know how you do that. You know, it's like, try again. And because this is the prototypes, Donald Trump now has specifications for the wall. He now says he wants the wall to be made out of concrete, but he also needs the wall to be see-through, right? And the reason the president wants the wall to be see-through is because he said he's afraid that drug dealers from Mexico are going to shoot bags of drugs over the wall and it's going to hit Americans on the head as they walk by. So he needs the wall to be see-through so that Americans can see the drugs coming and catch it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what a see-through wall is, but at this point, I'm just worried that a contractor's gonna come along and trick the president. He's gonna take him to the border and be like, there it is, Mr. Trump, your invisible wall. And then just to make sure he buys it, he's gonna hire a troop of Mexican mimes just to be like, oh my God, you can't get through it. It works. Like the mind of Donald Trump. Oh, the other idea he had for the wall was he said America should build the wall out of solar panels. That's what he said. He said America should build the wall out of solar panels because that way the wall would generate electricity and pay for itself. Yeah. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that's a good idea, right? It's a good idea. Unless you know anything about solar panels or the sun or walls. Because the problem with that idea is that the sun is up, yeah? We all agree on that? We're still on the same page there, yeah? The sun is up, right? A solar panel wall is not gonna work because a wall is like this. So technically it's facing down. So unless you have like a really swaggy sun that's like, yeah, I shine real low, B, it's not gonna work for you. The only way it works is if you take your border solar panel and lean it at an angle to get the sun's rays. But if you do that, now you've just created a giant ramp for Mexicans to shoot into America. It's like, órale! The mind of Donald J. Trump. The J stands for Jesus. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, a lot of self-loathing going on there. And he's always going after someone, right? He's always going after someone. If it's not Mexicans, it's Muslims. If it's not Muslims, it's Africans from shithole countries. And that one was my favorite personally, because I am an African and I've shat in a hole. I also liked it because like people came up to me and asked me questions. There was one man who came up to me after a show, really concerned. He was like, Trevor, hey, hey, could I ask you a question? I said, yeah, go ahead, my friend. He said, hey, Trevor, I just wanted to know when Donald Trump says all these horribly racist things, do you sometimes just want to, pack it up, leave America, go back to South Africa and escape all this racism? I said, my friend, you don't go to South Africa to escape racism. That's where you go to stock up. Are you kidding me? That's the one thing that reminds me of home. Racism out here. Because we've got tons of racism in South Africa. And don't get me wrong, it's gotten a lot better. When I was growing up, we had apartheid. And, apartheid was basically the best racism in the world. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Now you're going to feel bad and be like, oh, racism was the best. No, it wasn't. It was good, but not the best. And I experienced a bunch of racism, and everyone did. I never felt like it was a bad thing, mostly because of my family. My mother is a black woman, Xhosa woman. My father's Swiss from Switzerland. And them being a couple was against the law, and that was a problem for us living together. And so we experienced a ton of racism. And in case you're wondering, yes, Xhosa is one of the languages with the clicks in it, right? Xhosa, but not like in American movies, just so you know. Yeah, I've seen those movies where they have Africans and they're like, that's not a language. Yeah, even we watch those movies and we're like, I wonder what they are saying, yeah? Where are they from? I think they're from Cleveland. I did go to Zambia, though. Fantastic place, Zambia. Went there, visited the place, had a good time. While I was there, I had a chaperone who really made my trip. His name was Ali Nani, a sweet guy. And his job was to get me accustomed to the Zambian culture, And every day he would give me a new piece of information, some more interesting than others. Like one day he looks at me and he goes, Trevor, Zambia is a very, very conservative nation, huh? I said, oh, okay, Ali. He says, yeah. So please, stay away from profanity. I said, oh, okay, I can do that, And I assumed he meant swearing, right? But I didn't say anything because I wasn't sure if he meant a person or swearing. I wasn't like, no, because in Zambia, people have names like profanity. So that's how I laughed when I met Screwdriver, eh? That's the same way I laughed. Yeah, because you see, in South Africa, we have African names you can translate, like happiness, blessing, hope, those kinds of names, right? But then in Zambia, people give their names, like their children, they give their children names of everyday English words, anything. So like table, chair, car, house. Yeah, you see like this, you just have to get used to it. It's very hard, but you have to keep a straight face. Which was difficult because I met a mechanic who had sons named Brake and Clutch. And that was not, especially when Brake was running around causing chaos. And his dad was there like, stop it, Brake, stop it, Brake, stop it, Brake. And I was like, hey, stop it, Brake. But you have to get used to it. It's a cultural thing, and so you have to respect it. And the second warning Ali gave me was even stranger. We're driving through Lusaka, the capital. And Ali looks over at me in the car and he goes, Trevor, here in Zambia, we're a very God-loving nation, eh? I said, oh, okay, Ali, that's a good thing to know. He says, yes. So while you are here, don't be gay. So what? He says, I know it can be tempting sometimes, but don't do it, huh? Don't be gay. Don't be gay? I've never been warned of this in my life. Don't be gay. Hey, bro, don't be gay. Don't be gay. Don't be gay. Crazy warning to get. But then I found out why Ali was warning me. Turns out in Zambia, being gay is illegal. If you are found to be gay, you will be arrested and sent to prison for more than 30 years. Yeah. Which is a bit of a weird punishment. When you think about it. I mean, I'm not saying gay guys would enjoy prison. I'm just saying if I was gay, that's not the worst thing you could do to me. You'd be like, you're going to jail. I'd be like, oh no. Don't be gay. I couldn't believe this. Gay is a crime in Zambia. Which got me thinking, if gay is a crime, that means the police have to monitor it. They actually have to police gay. Yeah. Which means in their police force,
they have a gay division. It's a crime. It's a crime. So that means they've got a murder unit, they've got a robbery unit, they've got a white-collar crimes unit, and then they've got a gay unit. Huh? Yeah, they've got a little G unit in their police force that's responsible for all things gay. That must be the most fun police force to be in the world. You get to go undercover, dress up really nice, get in touch with your flamboyant side, just have a good time. I bet the sergeant's there every morning, briefing his detectives. Good morning, detectives. Welcome, everybody. Today we will be launching a sting operation. We have just been informed of a fashion show that will be taking place. And as you know, the gays cannot resist the latest trends. Therefore, we will be in full attendance to apprehend each and every one of them. Let us make sure we are here. Detective Chipua, present. Detective Table, present. Detective Mungai, present. I think he's in too deep. How do you police gay? Do they stop you if you look suspiciously gay in the streets? I mean, gay doesn't have a look, but maybe you've just got a bounce about you. Maybe you just have like a bit of pizzazz. Maybe, Do the police pull up there and it's like, woo! You over there! What is the purpose of that flamboyant scarf? Put your hands up! Turn around! Don't tempt me! Don't tempt me! You're going to jail. How do you police gay? Do they have roadblocks, like for drunk driving? Do they have gay roadblocks? They're just stopping people in their car. Good evening, officer. Good evening, sir. License, please. Thank you very much. Mr. Stylish, huh? Tell me, sir, have you been gay this evening? What? Oh, no. I have not been gay. No. In fact, I don't gay at all. I see. Not even one or two? No. No gays for me. No gays for me. Okay. Then tell me, sir, what is that I can smell on your breath? Is that balls? No. No, I don't even eat chutney. No. So you are not gay? No, not gay at all. Then, sir, can you please blow into this? Don't be gay. I was not gay while I was in Zambia, so I had a good time. Went around, saw the people. The highlights of my trip came when on my day off, I asked Ali for suggestions. Ali said to me, maybe you should drive around Lusaka, meet some of the people, just have a good time. I said, Ali, I want to do something special. He said, okay, well, in that case, maybe you can go to the mall. And if you are lucky, maybe you can ride the escalators, huh? So what? Yeah, I'm not promising anything. But if you are early, maybe you can go once or twice. So escalators, I know, mind-blowing, huh? I thought he was messing with me. Until I found out people in Zambia go to the mall just to ride the escalators. Seems ridiculous till you understand the backstory. When we were in Zambia, there were only 5 public escalators. 5 in the whole country. The first escalator was built in August. Yeah. Not August 19. No. You guys remember August? August? You guys remember that? They built their first escalators ever. Yeah. And so now it's all the rage. People go to the mall just to ride escalators. Yeah. But now, I don't want you to picture like some dusty village. That's not what Zambia is. It's a beautiful place. They're developing just as we are. They've got roads, they've got airports, they've got beautiful hotels, stunning shopping malls. They've got everything we've got, even faster internet. They just never had escalators. And now they started building them. And because of that, people go there and they just spend a day riding escalators. Yeah. Dads will go home and fetch their kids. Children, we are going to the mall. To do what, Daddy? To do shopping. And to ride the escalators. Yay! We couldn't believe this, so we went to the mall, right? We get to the mall is empty. Escalators are packed. People are standing in lines, going around, doubling back on themselves. There's old people, young people, even couples. There were couples. Guys that actually picked up women by saying, I'm going to take you to the escalator, girl. Ooh, you're so fancy, eh? Escalators. Some people didn't even know how to ride the escalators. Kids were easy. They just jumped on. Old people would panic. There was one guy who got on the escalator and it was going up. And I guess to compensate for something in his mind, as it went up, he started leaning. He fell down. He was hurt so badly. Oh, it was fantastic to watch. We spent like 3 hours doing this, just watching people riding escalators. And you know what? Our patience paid off. Because in hour 3, the most fantastic thing happened. A school brought a class of children to the mall. And their excursion was just to ride the escalators. It was magic. 30 kids, about 5 years old, cutest things, wearing their little black and white uniforms. And they're standing there together holding hands. And they were so excited, so they're shining, you know. Not from excitement, that Vaseline. Just... And there's 2 teachers with the children. And they grab their hands on either end. And in a long train, they start to march through the mall. And as they do, they start singing at the top of their lungs like little angels. Escalator, escalator, escalator. Oh, escalator, escalator. And it was the sweetest thing ever. People are waving at them, smiling. And these kids see the escalators and they lost their minds. These kids went crazy. They're not holding hands. They start screaming and running around. It looked like a zombie movie or something. It's like they're jumping, but then you see the smiles on their faces. It looks like the end of Sarafina. You're like, what the hell's going on here? These kids are screaming and having the time. They're jumping around, doing cartwheels. The teacher can't control them. She's panicking like, yeah, get back, get back. 2 by 2, 2 by 2. 2 by 2 was one of the kids. I didn't know. She was like, 2 by 2, next to me, single file. Other kids are still jumping. She can't control them. There was one fat kid. He couldn't jump, so he just shook himself. Escalator. Escalator. It was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. It's like I had gone in a time machine to a time when escalators were new, brand new and popular. So popular that people were taking pictures of the escalators using their iPhones. Tipiwa, technology, eh? Who even thinks of these things, eh? Can you imagine? Hey, we are in the future now, man. Mechanical moving stairs, huh? What are we going to see next? I don't even know. Can you? I wonder how it works, eh? Let me just check there. Siri, how does an escalator work? I don't know, eh? We don't celebrate our heroes enough in this country. So many of our heroes, we chastise them. We bring them down. It's jealousy, it's hatred. Umona. Heroes that we don't acknowledge. Greats. After Nelson Mandela, we always go, nobody else can live up to that. Yeah, but there's small levels of greatness. You don't even have to look far. For instance, our great sign language interpreter. Tamsanga. Yankees. The man who made it all happen. Huh? He was there at Nelson Mandela's memorial service. A service that the whole world was watching. And because of that, the service was translated to everyone all over the world. Translated into all languages, including sign language. And so Yankees was there translating for those who didn't understand. Unfortunately, he also didn't understand sign language. Which is a small problem. A problem that he didn't let stop him, people. Where others see obstacles, he saw an opportunity. People go, he's a con man. He's a bloody, how could he do something so deceitful? Yeah, you gotta go, how could he do something so deceitful? That man, Yankees, showed something so powerful. He's a role model to the children. Because he showed that you shouldn't listen to what people say you can or cannot do. If you believe in yourself and you work hard enough, anything is possible. People told him his whole life, they're like, Yankees, you can't do sign language. He was like, we'll see about that. Bitches. And he did it. He did sign language for the most powerful people in the world. Every single one of them, Yankees, was on that stage doing it and doing it well. Nobody even suspected him. Nobody. People were just like, he's doing his thing. People ask questions. Where did he come from? Did he sneak? He didn't sneak in. He'd been the official sign language interpreter for the government for the last 5 years. Yeah, official for the last 5 years. And apparently before this, people have complained. But obviously the complaints fell on deaf ears, so nothing was done about it. And so he just carried on. And now he was here. The biggest event of his life. Signing for the world. Signing. Just making it up. In the zone. Nobody suspected. I suspected though. I did. No, I did. Let me tell you why. No. Let me tell you why. Not because I know sign language, but because I know my president. And if there's one thing that's specific, is when Jacob Zuma reads a speech, right? Jacob Zuma reads a speech. He's a very deliberate man. He's very calm. He's very measured. Takes his time. The rhythm is the most important thing. And Yankees didn't match his rhythm. I knew there was something wrong. You remember this. Zuma was there reading Mandela's Wikipedia page, right? And while he was reading, Yankees was doing totally different, like the rhythm was wrong. Zuma was there like, and thereafter, Nelson Mandela went to Robben Island for his imprisonment. Term and to fight for the rhythm didn't match, right? Zuma was on page 1, that guy was on like page 17 or something. It didn't match up at all. It's almost like Zuma was translating sign language for us. That's how slow it looked. Sorry, I haven't practiced, guys. It didn't match up. None of it. But Yankees did it. He stayed there in the face of adversity and he fought. Yeah. He did sign language for everyone. We've got to ask ourselves questions as well as South Africans. We don't ask enough questions. For instance, did nobody think to ask him how he could speak every single language in the world? Every leader came from countries everywhere. They spoke in their language. Yankees translated for everyone. Did nobody stop to ask? Even for a second, the president of Brazil is standing up there. Nelson Mandela está bem. Nós devemos de você, de casa, do gosto muito, pelo que ele estava pesado. Nós do Yankees was there. Did no one say, hey Yankees, you can speak Portuguese? I'm in the zone, Baba, I'm in the zone. I'm in the zone. Did nobody think to ask? He did sign language for everyone. The ambassador of China was up there. 가도시, 전도이 넬슨 만델라. 다도 입시fu, 다도 신주의 공고로 바도시. Yankees was there on the side. He just made it up. He made everything up. And he did a great job at it. He did a great job. But then, like a true South African, he just took it too far. Enough wasn't enough. That's our problem in South Africa. That's all it is. We don't know when to stop. We take it too far. The same thing happens with tenders, all of these things. Guys are stealing houses and everything. I go, guys, I understand you want to steal. I understand that. I understand. But if you get a tender to build 10 houses, steal 1, build 9. At least 9 people have houses. Don't steal all the houses. Somebody's going to notice. And then you can't steal more houses. But no, we want it all in South Africa. We take it one step too far. That's what Yankees did. He had done it for everyone. He'd done a great job. The best fake sign language the world had ever seen. He had gotten away with it too, until Barack Obama came up to speak. This was a speech that was going to be performed by the most powerful man in the free world. 90 million people watching that speech. This, my friends, is the point where you pack up your little bag of tricks and you call it a day. Not Yankees. If I was Yankees, that's where I would have called it quits. I say, hey, Yankees, next one. Who is it? Barack Obama. The whole world is watching this one. I know, sorry guys, sorry. Sorry, hey, my fingers are cramping. I've lost my voice, sorry. Oh no, not Yankees. They're like, Barack, he's like, I'm there. And he was. Doing sign language for Barack Obama. And they found out that while he was doing the sign language, he kept on using the same signs over and over again, right? The few real signs that he actually knew. And apparently all he knew was four things that he kept on doing repeatedly. And those things, they asked afterwards, real sign language interpreters, they found that he was doing this, right? Which means greetings, yeah? Greetings, he kept on doing that. Another one he loved doing was circle, yeah? Yeah? Circle. One of his favorites was smoking, yeah? And every now and again he'd go, get a little blah, blah. That's all he did, over and over again. Can you imagine that? Nelson Mandela's memorial, Barack Obama pouring his heart out. There he is, Barack Hussein Obama and Yankees. As Americans, Nelson Mandela's a man that showed that through peace, you could free not only the prisoner, but also the guard. Nelson Mandela's a man, he's beyond a man, he's a legacy. A legacy I could never aspire to be, but we could all look towards. And for me, Nelson Mandela showed that sometimes in life, you gotta go the hard way. You gotta say the things that matter. And always remember to do what counts. I could never be Nelson Mandela. Can you imagine how horrible it must have been for every single deaf person watching that speech? Imagine what it must have been like as a deaf person watching that at home, sitting there. That must have been the craziest thing they've ever seen in their lives. Deaf people just watching going, hello? Hello? What? Why is he talking about smoking? Why is he talking about smoking? Talk about Nelson Mandela. I'm talking about, talk about Nelson Mandela. What's wrong? Why is he talking about, what? Hello? Why did he? This is the worst speech ever. There's something wrong with this guy. Barack has a smoking problem. What the hell? Talk about Mandela. This guy, what's wrong with him? This is the worst speech. I can't listen anymore. This is horrible. This is horrible. Tell me when it's finished. I can't do this, man. That speech must have been ridiculous. By the way, that's only the second time I've ever told a joke about deaf people, ever. Only the second time. Told one joke when I was starting out in comedy and then I stopped because I believed you shouldn't make jokes about disabled people. It's the wrong thing to do. It's wrong, you know. And I never did it again until one day my life changed. I got asked to do a show in Sun City. I was asked to do a show. Sasol was organizing a going away party for the South African Paralympic team when they were going out to London. And so they invited me. They said, Trevor, we'd like you to come and do a show to perform for Ama Kroko Kroko. We'd like... Oh, you forgot. You forgot that that's the name we gave our Paralympic team. Not a nickname. That was our official name. We had Ama Pogo Pogo, Bafana Bafana, and Ama Kroko Kroko. We called our Paralympic athletes Ama Kroko Kroko, which means the broken things. A bunch of crocs. That is the worst thing you can call a disabled person ever. Ama Kroko Kroko. That is what we call. You got Ama Kroko. That's probably what Reva said to Oscar that night. That's the only thing I can think of. Don't you call Ama Kroko Kroko. Ah! Ama So anyway, I was doing a show for Ama Kroko Kroko, right? And because I'm there, I did no jokes about disabled people or anything that could be seen as offensive. I did nothing like that. And after the show, I was meeting some of the guys. Everything went well. And one of the athletes came up to me, and I'll never forget this till the day I die. He came up to me, and he was partially deaf. And he introduced himself, and he was a fan, a great fan. And he was like, hey, Trevor, hey, man, how are you? I said, hey, how you doing, buddy? How are you? Good to meet you. Good. He said, yeah, man, great to meet you. Great to meet you. I'm a big fan. I said, oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. I said, yeah, dude, I love your stuff. You know what? You should have subtitles because, you know, sometimes I don't get it because I'm partially deaf. I was like, oh, I didn't even notice. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I didn't even know. I just thought you had an accent. That's cool, man. That's nice to meet you. He said, yeah, that's cool, man. I didn't have a question if you don't mind. I said, yeah, go ahead. He said, how come you never tell jokes about deaf people? So I'm sorry, what? I don't tell jokes about deaf people. He said, yeah, how come you never tell jokes about deaf people? I said, what do you mean? He said, well, you tell jokes about everyone. Tall people, short people, black, white, everyone. But I've never heard you tell a joke about deaf people. Why? So you've never heard me tell a joke about deaf people? Yeah. No, man, not like that, you stupid. No, man, you're an idiot. I said, no, dude, I don't know. I don't make jokes about deaf people. He said, yeah, why not? I was like, because I shouldn't make jokes about deaf people because if I did that, then deaf people would be hurt and they would be offended. Why would we be hurt? It's not like we don't know we're deaf. So I thought I was protecting you. Protecting us from what? From nothing. We also want jokes. We're deaf. Yeah, we know we're different, but we still want the same things. I was like, yeah, but you know what's funny is you say I must make jokes, right? But even if you're cool with it, you know who will complain? People who can hear. Yeah, they'll complain on your behalf because that's what people do. They get offended for other people. They'll be the ones going, oh, Trevor Noah's an asshole. He made jokes about deaf people. You're like, so? Why do you care? I said, because it hurts. It hurts. He's like, dude, you're a comedian. Suck it up. Hey, it's easy for you. No, dude, just make the joke. If the jokes are funny, people will laugh and then we move on. I was like, yeah, you know what? You say that. But then what do I do if they complain? He's like, dude, if they complain, then complain. Okay? You know what? Go do the joke. Go do the jokes. And then, if they complain, you must do what I do. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, just don't listen. One of the most fascinating things I read about recently, one of the most fascinating places, was a place called Rochester, New York, where... Genuinely, this blew my mind, where they had a city which was basically dedicated to rehabilitating people who had escaped slavery, all right? So black people who had escaped the South, got into the North, were rehabilitated at this place. Frederick Douglass wrote many of his works there. The suffragette movement kicked off there. It's a powerful, powerful little place. And I was reading these stories, and what they would do is slaves would escape from the South, they'd make their way to the North, they would get to Rochester, the Underground Railroad would get them there, and then they would rehabilitate them, put them on boats, and send them to Canada so that they could live free. And I was like, it's a fascinating story for two reasons. One, to remind you that there were a lot of good people, white people out there, because a lot of the time I get angry at white people, and then I'm like, no, there's good ones, calm down. And the second part of it that was amazing was that they convinced black people to get back on boats. I think that's one of the most amazing stories I've ever read. Because, do you know how convincing you'd have to be to convince someone who's they've just escaped slavery? Think about that for a second. Somebody's just escaped slavery. They've made their way there, finally. All right? They wake up after one night of free sleep. And they walk out and it's just like, hey, man, I just want to say thank you so much for everything you did for me, man. Well, you know what, my friend? Nobody deserves to live the way you lived, and I'm glad we got you out. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, my friend. Okay, all we got to do now is get you some paperwork, get you cleaned up, and put you on a boat, get you to Canada, and you can live a free life, and everything's going to be better. I'm sorry, hold up. Yeah, could you come again? What did you say? Oh, I know, the paperwork thing is weird, but we got to get you some identification. No, you said something about a boat?
Yeah, we're gonna get you on a boat so you can get to Canada. Yeah, nah, I don't, yeah, we don't do boats no more. I don't know if you know our history, but me and my people, we took a cruise one time. That shit didn't go so well. So yeah, we gotta find another way to get to Canada if you don't mind. No, but the boat is the best way for us to get there from Rochester. Yeah, that might be the best way for y'all, but we gonna walk. Hell, we can run real good. We can run, but we ain't getting on no boat. My friend, you gotta get on the boat. Man, I ain't gotta do shit. I just got free. Imagine if I get on that boat and on the other side I'm in the same place. What they gonna say to me? Why'd you get on that boat? Because he was real nice. Oh, hell no. I ain't getting on no boat. Well, you gotta get on the boat, though. You gotta get, you're free now. You gotta get over this. Look, man, maybe one day in a few hundred years, one of my descendants named Kanye West will be over this shit, but I ain't over it right now. So I ain't getting on no boat. We gotta get you on the boat, damn it. I'm not getting on no boat. And that was the day the phrase "nigga please" was invented. A white man turned and he was like, "Nigga please, I need you on that boat." And that story was passed down generation to generation, black person to black person, free man to free man. So then that white man got down on his knees and he said, "Nigga, please. Nigga, please, nigga, please. I ain't never heard that phrase before in my life. Nigga, please, nigga, please, nigga, please." I know that's probably a phrase Barack Obama used at least once in the White House. At least once. Like, Mr. President, do you think Trump is because of you? Do you think you caused this? Oh, nigga, please. Just one time. One time I know he used it. Actually, I had the pleasure of meeting President Obama while he was still in office. Probably one of the craziest experiences I've ever had in my life. Yeah, came out of nowhere. I was at the Daily Show, I was in my office, and I got a phone call from the administration. And someone on the other end was like, "Hi, Trevor, would you like to interview the President of the United States in the White House?" And I was like, "Do you ask stupid questions?" He's like, "Of course I want to meet the President of the United States. Are you serious?" And the day finally came. Went to DC with my TV crew, and they set us up in a room which is literally opposite the Oval Office. We put all our cameras in place. All we're doing now is waiting for the president to arrive. So we're staring at the door with bated breath. And the reason we're staring is because they don't give you an exact time of the president's arrival for his safety, right? So they just give you a window, like the cable guy. So we're all waiting there, listening to every footstep, every moment. And then he just popped in behind us, scared the shit out of everybody. Yeah, because there's a secret door, but they don't tell you, again, for safety, right? So we're staring at that door, and all of a sudden he was like, "Hello." And I was like, "Ah!" But I had a great time in the interview with him. He was really, really kind to everyone in the room. And then we turned off the cameras, and I promise you he became even nicer. We just had a conversation. I thought he was going to leave. I mean, he's president of the United States. You've got to go do something. And he just chilled for a bit, and we spoke as human beings. And it went really well until he turned to me, and he said, "Trevor, I got a show that I'm doing in a few weeks, a little thing that I thought maybe you'd want to pop by and perform, if you don't mind." So, "Mr. President, I would be honored. You just let me know when and where. What's the show going to be for, sir?" He said, "Oh, well, Trevor, I'm doing a little thing for my AIDS, and I thought maybe you'd want to be there." I said, I would love to. Thank you. I'm sorry, a show for what?" He said, "For my AIDS, Trevor." I said, "You have AIDS?" And then he explained what he meant. And I wanted the earth to swallow me whole. Because I had just looked at the President of the United States and asked him if he had AIDS. And you know what the worst thing is that he was nice to me as well?
because I said that, and then he explained, and then I was like, oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. President, I didn't mean that. I don't even know why I thought it's just like you said AIDS, and then like the AIDS. You know, because here's the thing, in my defense, right, I get it now. He means AIDS as in the White House aides, the people who help the president. I get it now, but in my defense, where I'm from, AIDS is some other shit that doesn't help anybody. No one in Africa is walking around like, let me introduce you to my AIDS, huh? So now I'm here and I'm frazzled. I'm like, Mr. President, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that. You don't have AIDS. You definitely, and even if you did have AIDS, there's nothing wrong with having AIDS. There's no stigma. We can still be cool. Actually, I don't even know why I'm saying this. I'm so sorry. And he's like, Trevor, calm down. Trevor, calm down. I was like, I'm so sorry, Mr. President. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said I'm probably the dumbest person you've ever met, Mr. President. He's like, no, Trevor, calm down. I'm the dumbest person you've ever met. He's like, no, Trevor, that's not true. I've met Trump. Get out of here! So smooth. The newspapers say that he's famous, so now people treat you like you're famous. They start saying weird things to you. Strangest things people would say to me. Trevor, well done on everything, eh? Congrats. But, you know, even though you're going to America, don't forget us, all right? Don't you forget us. Like, I don't even know who you are. People would say the weirdest things to me. You know what the number one thing people have said to me? Number one thing? It's not good luck. It's, hey, Trevor, good luck over there, but whatever you do, don't forget your accent, all right? Yeah, please, don't pull a Charlize on us, okay? You keep your accent, man. Make us proud. Everyone said that. Trevor, brah. Hey, Trevor Noah. Hey, Masakan. Hey, man, you're making us proud, no? Yeah, man, you're doing big things for us, but brother, can I ask you a favor, no? Don't lose your accent, no? Don't lose your accent. Yeah, when you come back from the States, you mustn't come back talking funny, okay? Please, brother. If you lose your accent, don't come back. Just threaten me? What does that mean, if you lose your accent? How do you lose your accent? People make it sound like you're going to be walking down the street, and then just out of the blue, you'll be like, my accent! I lost my accent! What the hell is my... Oh. Well, hello? No, that's not my accent! That's my accent! How are you going to lose your accent? I was stressed now. Because I don't want South Africans to think I'm not South African. I don't want them to think I've forgotten something. This is my home. Now I'm stressed coming home. I'm in the plane flying back to Johannesburg, and the whole time I'm just thinking, don't lose your accent, Trevor. Don't lose your accent. Don't lose your accent. Don't accent. Is that how I say accent? Accent. By the time I landed at OR Tambo, I was losing my mind. I like walked in arrivals, the woman was there at customs. Welcome back to South Africa, sir. I was like, yes, I'm back. Same old Trevor. Nothing changed. Going crazy. Because I love accents. I really do. I love accents. I like learning languages, and so obviously accents are a byproduct of that. I've learned over time that even if you can't learn a language, an accent is a great way to communicate with somebody in your own language whilst trying to bridge the gap. You know, you learn somebody's accent, you communicate more effectively. The thing is, though, you have to learn the accent in the right way. If you're going to speak to someone in their accent and you do it in the wrong way, you might come across as racist. You've got to be very careful about this. White people in South Africa often fall into this trap. Yeah. It happens at petrol stations quite a bit. See people driving in with their friends, talking normally, sitting in the car. You know, so, I mean, if we get all the numbers together, marketing should be behind this. It should be a breezer, you know. HR's stepped up, and it's going to be a great year. And look, we try and make sure that sorry, hold on. Hello, Baba! Hey, sharp man. Please put Lapo full tanky, eh? 95, unleaded, yeah. Also, check our tires, eh? Pressure, pumpy, not too much, eh? 2.2, okay? Yeah, good jobby. Yeah, sharp, donkey boss. Don't do that. He's a grown man. He's been pouring petrol his entire life. He knows what you need. Just talk to him like a normal human being. That's the thing people don't understand. Speak to him like a normal human being. I used to get so angry. Whenever I'd see white people changing their accent when they talk to black people, I get so angry. I was like, are all white people racist? Is that what it is? You're all racist? And then I learned. Life taught me not to be so quick to judge. Yeah, I learned a valuable lesson. I was driving to Gold Reef City one day, into the backstage area, and the security guard came out to the boom, and he was like, hey, how are you, sir? Is your name on the list? I said, yes, how are you, Baba? My name is Trevor. He's like, okay, Chabal. I said, no, Trevor. He's like, oh, sorry, Chabal. I said, no, Trevor, Shalva. Trevor, Shalva. Trevor, Shalva. Trevor, Shaval. Trevor, Shaval. Trevor, Shaval. And now my friend who was irritated, he just leans over me and he's like, hey, Papa, get Trevor. He's like, oh, Trevor. Why you don't talk properly? And then I understood. I finally understood what white people have been trying to do. I see, you're trying to communicate more effectively. You're trying to engage somebody, but understand this. When speaking to somebody in an accent, the number one rule to understand is an accent is not a measurement of intelligence, right? An accent is just somebody speaking your language with the rules of theirs. That's all an accent is. So don't speak down to them. Don't patronize them. Speak to them the way you would to yourself. Just try and learn their accent. That's all it is. It's just another accent. Yeah. And I learn them. I spend all my time learning accents. I try. I love it. I learn in restaurants. That's a safe place to start. You know, you learn, you read off the menu, you try and pronounce the words correctly. I was inspired by French restaurants, funny enough. Yeah, whenever I'd go to a French restaurant, I was always fascinated by the fact that people would order food in a French accent. I never understood why. Because they don't do it in any other restaurants. Only in French restaurants do people walk in and then change their accent when they order. They come in talking normally. Yeah, you know, it's a wonderful thing. You're really going to enjoy it. It's so beautiful. Yeah, stunning. You have to have... Oh, the dessert. Oh, good evening. How are you, sir? Yes, I will have a bottle of water for the table, please. And let's start off with... could we get the Sauvignon Blanc, please? Yes, and you know, we definitely, for mains, going to have the filet mignon. And for dessert, we're going to go with the crème brûlée. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, you're going to love it. Like, why are you doing that? I never understood. I was like, why? Because it's not like the French are going to return the favor. There's no French people sitting in our restaurants in South Africa looking at the menu like, so for the table, we can order some starter portion. We share something? No? Okay. Could we please have one serving of the boerewors? That's not going to happen. And it was a Sunday morning. I was in bed, still asleep. It was early in the morning, maybe like 9 or 10 o'clock. And the phone rings. And it's my baby brother using my mom's phone. His name's Isaac. He's 9 years old. So I answer the phone. Like, hello? Hello, Trevor? I say, hey, Isaac, what do you want? How are you? I'm fine, thanks. I'm also fine, thank you. I'm fine, thanks, and how are you, Isaac? I'm fine, thanks, and how are you? I'm fine, thank you. It's a pleasure. Trevor, are you busy? Yeah, sort of. Why? No, because Mom's been shot. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, Mom's been shot and we're at the hospital. Can you come? Mom's been shot. Okay, what do you mean? Okay, yeah, of course I can come. Okay, which hospital? Tell me that. And he tells me the hospital I dropped off. Okay, can you come? Like, he's too polite for his own good. He's too, like, can you come? Like, what, I'm gonna have to slot shot Mom into my schedule? Just find, coffee at 2 and then PlayStation at 1. Okay, Mom, we'll try. Come on, can I come? Of course I can come. I'm panicking. I jump out of bed, I'm running around, I'm trying to put my clothes on, some things are backwards, I don't even notice, I don't even care. Grab the car keys, but I'm looking for the car keys, running around there, losing my mind. I jump into the car, into the streets. As soon as I get out the gate, the tears start coming out. You can't even control it. You're just there driving, and all of a sudden, it's just... I'm driving, I'm trying to hold it back, but then I get to the traffic lights, the robot is red, and I just let it out. It just comes out. No, don't watch my window. No. Hey. No, hey, no. No. And there I am, driving to the hospital like a madman. I get there, jump out the car. My brother's standing there, the emergency section. I see him outside. He's just standing like nothing happened, looking around. I go, Isaac, what happened? He's like, Mom, she's getting shot. She's inside. So I'm like, okay, are you okay? He's like, Mom was shot, not me. No, that's not what I'm saying, you idiot. Whatever, I'm coming back. So I run inside. My mom's in the prep area. All the doctors are standing around her. There's blood everywhere. I'm looking at the doctors. And just by the way, doctors are not as good looking as they are on those TV shows, eh? No, like they set the bar really high. Because I was shocked. I ran and I was like, what the hell's... Sorry, that was inappropriate. What's happening here, guys? They're like, sir, you need to leave. I said I was sorry. Come on, this is what's happening. Like, no, sir, you can't be here. Please leave, please. I'm like, oh, whatever, okay. So I go outside. The nurse comes to me. She's like, Mr. Noah? I said, yes. Okay, Mr. Noah, we've got your wife stabilized right now. And I said, my wife? She says, yes, that's Mrs. Noah, right? Yes, that's my mom. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought, why would you think she's... Come on, hold on. You think I would... I mean, she's cool, but I mean, like, have you seen the girls? I should show you the picture. Oh, well, I'll show you the pictures afterwards. What's going on? She's like, okay, Mr. Noah, your mom's just been stabilized, and we're going to have to start thinking about surgery. She's been shot in the head, and she's been shot in the lower buttocks region. This is a very serious thing. I'm like, yes, it is. Okay, so what's happening? Well, we just found out that she doesn't have medical aid. So what? She says, yeah, she doesn't have medical aid. Now, my mom always had medical aid, always. But now it turns out she canceled it a few years ago. I didn't know this. She canceled it because she never gets sick. You know those people? I just never get sick. I never get sick, Trevor. I never, ever get sick. I don't know why I have this. I never get sick. Yes, but you didn't think of bullets. Now she's in the hospital, no medical aid. So I said to the nurse, well, what does this mean? She says, well, Mr. Noah, it means we're going to have to put her back in the ambulance and send her to a public hospital. I said, but she's bleeding now. You can't say. She says, I'm sorry, sir. That's all we can do. She has to go to a public hospital. Now I'm panicking. I mean, public hospital? Normally a good place to go. Normally, you know. But now what's happening is there's just misadministration of funds. Like money's going missing. You don't know what's happening. They don't have the right equipment. Now I'm picturing guys trying to fix my mom. There's the doctor. Give me a scalpel. We got a spare now. Ah, okay, bring it. Oh, at least it's a shifting. Okay, let's try something. I'm stressed. So I said, well, what do we do without medical aid? She says, well, there's nothing, sir. I said, well, what if I give you the money? She says, well, you don't know how much it'll cost, so you can't, unless you give us your card, and then we just work from there. So we'll take my card. Here's my credit card. She goes, sir, it can get very expensive. I said, this is my mom. This is my mom. Use the money. Go. She goes, like, you can tell me it's expensive. This is my mother we're talking about, you know? I realized through all of this, I've just neglected my brother. He's been standing there the whole time with these big eyes. So I'm like, hey, Isaac. Hey, Isaac. Oh, what's on your mind, man? Are you okay, big boy? He's like, Trevor? Yes. Hey. Can I come to your house and play PlayStation later today? How are you going to ask me about PlayStation? Your mom has just been shot. You can't be asking me about what the hell is wrong with you, stupid child. You know what? You're never going to play PlayStation ever again. Ever. No PlayStation for you ever in your life. Ever. Go away. Go sit down and think about what you just... PlayStation, you're going to ask me. How the hell is you going to ask me about PlayStation? The nurse comes back. She goes, okay, Mr. Noah, we just used 900 Rand for some blood tests. I'm like, okay, why are you telling me this? Yeah, because it's 900. This is my mom. Use the money. Go. She goes away. I'm like, 900 Rand. How are you going to tell me about that? She comes back again. She's like, Mr. Noah, we need 2,000 Rand for some x-rays. This is my mom, not a pair of jeans. Use the money. Go. She goes away. I'm like, my mom's going to die. Asking me questions here. Busy asking me, my mom's going to die. My mom's going to die. That's all I'm saying. And I say it. My brother hears me. He starts crying. I'm like, Isaac, I'm sorry. Are you okay? He says, I'm not okay. You said I'm never going to play PlayStation ever in my life. And I want to play Need for Speed, and now I can't play PlayStation. I'm like, you still crying about play? You have no right to cry. You hear me? You shut up. Stop crying. You can't cry about this. You shut up. Now some woman comes out. She knows my mom's been shot. Now she thinks I'm telling my brother not to cry about my mom. She just gets involved. She's like, hey, you let him cry, okay? You let him cry. Some people express their pain in different ways. You let him cry. I'm like, I will not let him cry, lady. I will not let him cry. Many kids grow up without one, okay? It's just none of it is fine. Like, you should go play in the park or something. It's not a time to cry right now. What the hell? You spoil your kids. That's your problem. You should take it away from them so that they can learn about life. You both shut up. All of you, shut up. I'm telling them this. The nurse comes back. She goes, Mr. Noah, we're ready for surgery. I'm like, so do the surgery. She says, yeah, but sir, this could get very expensive. ICU and surgery is very expensive. I'm like, lady, what is expensive? This is my mother. She says, so well, anyway, from like 20,000 Rand. This is my mom, all the way to like 500,000 Rand. Yo, but she's lived, eh? I mean, she's like, what, 56, 57? I mean, it's almost finished. I mean, you know? Even she says she's old. I mean, you know? You said the bullet's in the head, and head, it's finished. Yeah, because now we need to pay for the funeral, and we need to buy scones for everybody, and this guy needs a PlayStation, you know? So, I mean, I don't know if... She's like, sir, we need the go-ahead, otherwise we can't do anything. I said, okay, well, you know, just use the card. We'll handle the debts. She goes away. I'm stressed. Because I've seen this happen to people. Go into a hospital, you don't have enough money, use your credit card, next thing you're in debt for years, and the person could die. Yeah, the person dies. And when they die, the doctor doesn't give you your money back. No. No, he doesn't. Yeah, because he tried, and that's all he has to do. Yeah, you'll get there and be like, doctor, did you win? Be like, wah, wah. And your money's gone. That's all I was stressed about. But the most amazing thing happened. Turns out, my mother wasn't that badly hurt. It was a miracle, really. The ass bullets didn't do much damage, because my family's gifted. The head bullets didn't hit anything vital, yeah? Other than the head, obviously. But it missed her spinal cord, missed the nerves, didn't touch the brain, went right through, missed the eye, hit the eye socket, and so deflected, and all it did was it cut a piece of her nostril off, just one side, and the bullet went out clean, which means she didn't have to go in for intensive surgery, and her recovery was only a week. Yeah, a week, which was fantastic, because that means the bill was only 24,000 rand. I mean, and she's alive, yes, but the bill was only 24,000 rand. This is great, really great, because 25 was my cutoff. So, you laugh, but that's how much I've calculated I'm willing to pay my mom back for all the ultramel custard I've consumed in my life. Everything else, none of my business, eh? Food, clothes, schooling, all of that stuff, I'm not paying. I hate it when parents say that to their kids. You know how hard I have to work for your bloody school and your clothes? I didn't ask to be born, that's your job. Please, you handle that. I asked for the ultramel, we can keep a tab. Don't involve me in your things. That's what I calculate, 25,000. Yeah, I would have been there, 24,750. I would have been there at the doctor. Eta. It's fine, my man. No, stop. No, you tried. You tried, man. It's cool. No, you tried it. No, just switch off there. Switch off. How much? 250 left. We'll pour petrol or something. It's fine. Just switch off there. You tried. Yeah. It was fantastic. I told my mom about the 25. She laughed. She didn't know I was serious. And to show you what a crazy family we have, my mom's in the recovery ward. She's got those tubes in her and everything, and the IV, and you know, my brother's in the corner bored out of his mind, and my grandmother's in the other corner reading the Bible, and I'm holding my mom's hand and I'm crying, still crying. This is a week later, I'm still crying. I've been crying the whole week, but I've also been using this time to cry for other things in my life. No, because as a man, you need to know when to cry. You loop it all together and you just cry at one time. It's like we cry in bulk. You got to understand. You cry. You don't just cry one. Cry in bulk. Yeah. So I'm crying for everything. And my mom looks at me and she goes, shh, Trevor, shh, don't cry, baby. I said, no, Mom, I'm going to cry. You're shot in the head. And she says, no. Look on the bright side. I said, what bright side? She says, no, at least now because of my nose, you're officially the best looking person in the family. I was like, oh, by default.
I just got back from Atlanta. It was 107 degrees Fahrenheit. Hottest weather. The worst thing is everyone comes up to me and they go, well, you must be used to this being from Africa. And no, I'm not. I'm from Africa, but that shit is hot. That was just, no. I was scared to go jogging because I thought if I ran out in the streets and fainted, wouldn't the local news love that? I'd be running and I'd fall down in the heat. They would have their vans reporting live. They'd be standing there going, so hot in Atlanta, even Africans are fainting. So I'm enjoying this. Really happy to be here, you know. This is going to be good for us, I hope. I say I hope because I never know with stand-up comedy. It's just, you know, it's an awkward experience, I find. I'm always nervous. I find comedy is very similar to sex for me. Well, it's exactly like sex when you think about it. With me, the comedian, playing the role of the man. And you, the audience, the role of the woman. Because it's my job to satisfy you. And you just have to sit there. And then, just like sex, my success or failure will somehow be determined by how much noise you make during my performance. Which makes it a one-sided affair, I feel, you know? Yeah, I mean, maybe you're the quiet type. I hope we have magic tonight. I hope we create something wonderful. I mean, for many of us, it's our first time together, and that means it might be awkward. I understand this. And if that's the case, I want you to know that I'll look into your eyes, I'll see that I'm freaking you out, and I'll stop. I'll stop, and I'll flip you back over, and we'll go back to the simple stuff. Okay? I've been in America for a few months now, and I'm really just thrown by the place. It's not what I expected at all. Different from the brochures and the pamphlets. There's many assumptions I had about America before I came here, and I've come to learn that those were wrong. For one, I just assumed people spoke English here. It's far from it. It's not, you know what, it's not so much the language, so much as the pronunciation of words that throws me off. It's just what Americans have done with the language. You guys have just, wow, you've done something. You've put 22s on the English language. You've got rims that just pimp my language. That's what you've gone with, you know? I don't understand. I was chatting to this woman downtown the other day. She came up to me and she wanted me to see something. I don't know what, though. She was like, oh my God, look over there. I said, look over what? She's like, over there. Look at that her. And I said, her? She's like, no, her. Like, there's two of them? I understand nothing, even the small words, just the pronunciation, you know, small things that get you by. For instance, I pronounce the opposites of uncle as aunt. I say my aunt. Out here, you say my aunt, which to me is an insect, which made me look like an ass when my friend told me his aunt died. And I was like, so what? There's tons of those out there. What a great way to end a friendship. I couldn't get help the other day when searching for a battery for my remote control, because that's what I say, battery, a small form of power. So in America, you say battery, which to me is a different form of power. Sponsored by Chris Brown. Very... And you know what to understand? We live on different sides of the globe, so it's fine. The language will evolve. This is something I've come to understand. But I hope I change one thing in your hearts forever. Just one thing. And that is that animal in the wild that looks like a horse. It has black and white stripes. Yeah, do me a favor. From now on, please, it's not zebra, okay? It's zebra. Yeah? Just like it's not Debra, it's Deborah. Same structure of word. Plus, you cannot name them because you do not have them. Zebra. This is madness. Everything out here is different. Do you know how hard it is to learn when you come out here? You have to change everything. There's the measurement system, which is just, I mean, America, you guys have your own thing, the imperial system, you know? On my side of the world, we use the metric system, and by my side, I mean the rest of the world, you know? We have the metric system, which is, amongst other things, very efficient. It's a very simple process. You know, everything goes into each other. And out here you have imperial, which is fine. I mean, I won't judge you. If you want to be imaginary, that's up to you. But I just feel like there's some consistency that's needed. Small things. Like, for instance, when we abbreviate our small measurement, milligrams, we use mg, milligrams. Mg, milligrams. And you guys have ounces, which you then abbreviate OZ. There's no Z in the word, ounces. I don't know. That's pale in comparison to what you've done with pounds. That, for me, please explain to me how the abbreviation for pounds became LBS. LB, pounds. I look like the idiot walking into the store going, could I please have the 2 labs bag of sugar? Guy was like, you mean pounds? I said, I don't see the P. No, I don't. So, well, it means pounds. It's not LBS. A lot of bullshit. That's what it stands for. This is horrible. In fact, it's crazy. You do realize the imperial system is so inefficient that even American drug dealers have switched over to metric. Even drug dealers got to the point where they said, we need some order, we're going with metric. And I honestly thought this was an anomaly. I thought, you know what, this is just one of those things, it's a coincidence, but it's not. Americans do not care about abbreviation nor the English language. They don't give a damn. I learned this in the small things. Like for instance, when I was in Tennessee, I stumbled on an organization known as the Ku Klux Klan. You heard of them? Worst magic show ever. Guy gave me a pamphlet, he was like, come and see the Grand Wizard. Grand Wizard, the Grand Wizard. Didn't do one trick. Not even one trick. I mean, I noticed a few black people disappear, but I mean, that's not magic. No, that's just Reaganomics. I wasn't impressed by that. Like, where's the magic? I sat there forever. These guys running around in their sheets. Yeah! The KKK, as they're affectionately known. Has nobody bothered to tell them ever that you do not spell clan with a K? Nobody stopped. Even in America, clan is spelt with a C. The Ku Klux Klan, they're the KKC, not the KKK. You realize that? Ku Klux Klan. The C. In fact, the name is wrong, the whole thing, the Ku Klux parts of it. That's just horrible, because they got that, as you know, from ancient Greece. It was Kuklos Alphion, meaning a circle of brothers. And that's how they got their name. They called themselves a Greek circle of brothers, which is wrong for two reasons. One, if your sole purpose as an organization is to hate black people, don't you find it strange that you've now named yourself the Circle of Brothers? And secondly, do they realize that in ancient Greece, circles of brothers were doing very different things with one another? Very loving, very, yeah. If they were really a Greek circle, the sheets would be a bit higher up, just more of a, yeah, maybe one more hole. They're not a... We've been traveling all around the country now. It's been so much fun, out in places like PE and Cape Town and East London, and recently went to Durban, which was a bit of a schlep for us. It was really hard because it was raining so much, and then on top of the flight delays that you have to contest with, there's also like overbooking, which is a problem. I don't know if you know what overbooking is, but basically it's a legal process where it's a practice rather where airlines book more tickets than there are seats on the plane. So they book more, sort of like a taxi. But then they don't let you get on when you get there. So they just hope you don't pitch up. He's like, please, please. Yeah. It's like, that's what they do. And so we flying down to Durban, and it was the funniest thing ever. We're standing in the queue, everyone's all fidgety in the line, looking at their watches, and they call us forward. They're like, next, please, next. So we go to the counter, and there's one of those women there with her glasses and her relaxed hair, and she's there. And then she's like, can I have your ID, please? And you're like, IDs, everyone puts them down. She's like, where are you flying? And we're like, Durban, please. She's like, Durban. Durban. Yes. Mm-hmm. Are you flying now? No, tomorrow, it's a practice run. Are you flying? And we're like, yes, we need to fly now. Okay. And then she starts typing frantically, which I never understand, because when I book my tickets, all I need to do is click. It's click, 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 click. Joe, that one, click. Durb, that one, click. And then it does it all, and then she's there. I bet she wasn't even busy doing our tickets anymore. She's just like there, clicking. She's probably on like Facebook or something there, updating her status. Yo, another one is here. I'm dead. Another one here. Yo, dead. You overbooking. Dead. Oh, poke back. Dead. You dead. Death by overbooking. Yo. because of their faux pas, the airline is as kind as to upgrade us on the next flight to business class. They say, we're sorry about what happened. Here you go, business class. Oh, I love business class, you know. You get to go to a special lounge where everyone's very businessy, yes. No, it is, because when you're in business class, you overhear conversations and they sound totally different, you know. You overhear people saying things like, yes, well, the mergers are coming along. I mean, if you look at the companies that are, you know, people walking around, well, I mean, if the numbers are right, then we'll definitely get that stock portfolio going. And you got people walking there, you know, just, no, I'm in the kids of this situation to make sure that all the shareholders are happy. And then we'll present to management, and it's going to be a installment of what, okay, you know, you hear like businessy kind of stuff. Whereas when you're in economy, it's just like a huge group of people. You generally overhear conversations like, I thought you put it in the bag. You said you put it in the bag. What? It was on the table. I asked you to put it more. Why is it not in the bag? Oh, wow. And so we're going through the airports and then we go through security. And I love security in South Africa. It is the most chilled out security you will find anywhere in the world. It is. Like South African security is just like, you know, we work on an honesty system in this country, you know? The security guard, he's there to enforce, but it's more on honesty. It's like, look, it's up to you. This is the honesty place. This is where we all admit to our sins. Come forward. Do you have anything to declare? You know, it's that type of place. Overseas, when you come through customs, it's the craziest thing ever. You got to take off everything. You got to take off your shoes, and you take off your belt, and you can't wear a jacket or a hoodie or a cap or anything. You got to take off your rings and nothing, not even coins in your pocket. Even you got like a big filling, then you're in trouble. Then and they'll be like, then you're like, but it's my teeth. And they're like, well, you're gonna have to do something. You're gonna, you know. And then like colored people are like, excuse me, oh, yeah. That's great. Whereas in South Africa, I sometimes feel like these security guards don't actually know what their equipment does. You know, they're very chilled out about it. Because you walk through at airport security, and you get there, and the guy will be like, code number four. And then you go through, and you stand there, and the guy will be waiting. He'll give you that bucket, and he'll be like, what's in the bag? Like, what do you mean? He's like, is there a laptop? Yes. Out. Take it out. Laptop out. Please, put it by itself. Put there, yeah. Any other laptop? You're like, no. Laptop out. Like, okay. What did you do? Okay, there it is. Okay. And my gun? No, it's fine. Just the laptop. Yeah. Watching you. It's so much fun. And you walk through the metal detectors, which I swear either don't work or these people really don't understand them at all. You walk through metal detectors, and it's not just at airports, no matter where they are in this country. You walk through a metal detector, a casino, a school, government institution, you'll walk in there, and then it'll make that sound, but then I don't know if they know what that means, because you walk through and be like, beep, 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 beep. And you see how security guards smile, because they get ready, because they're going to use the wand. They love the wand. You can see they wait the whole day. Yes, my time has arrived. Excalibur, I call upon you. It's like, what the hell's going on? Yeah, just stand there. Yeah. Pulls out his wand. You know those black ones, just pulls them out. Okay, it's not. I'm sorry. I'm just. doesn't really do that. It would be cool if it did though. Although it would be weird. You know, for like some guy from the township to have a lightsaber. Wouldn't work at all though. It wouldn't. Imagine. Wouldn't be like Darth Vader. It would be like Braveda. Bravi. It would have been the worst Star Wars ever if it was in South Africa, wouldn't it? Like the critical point, the moment that made the movie would never happen if it wasn't a township in South Africa. Because which guy from the township would claim a child after that many years? Guy would be like, look. Yes, what is it?
No, look there. It's your father.
But it wasn't. Okay, sorry, I digress. The wand. Comes, sorry, comes out with the wand. And they always do that thing, you know, they go around. And we don't know what it's supposed to do or not, you know. Any weapons? What was that for? Even if I had something, I'm not gonna tell you now. Obviously, you have been defeated. Any weapons? No? Oh, okay. And that's it. We like work on the honesty system in this country. Everywhere you go. Like, I'd like to meet the genius who invented the honesty book. Ah, yes, the honesty book. Yes, the book of truth. No one can lie when they write in this book. Whenever you visit someone at a townhouse or office complex, we have the book of truth. Fill in the book before you enter. Name. Ah, yes. Surname. Phone number and address. Reason for visit. PVT. We'll just do that. Look at everyone else. PVT. And once I asked the security guard, I was like, what's the point of this? Why am I filling in this book? He's like, no, it's for security reasons. Says, I figured that much, but what is it about? It's like, it's so that if you can do anything bad inside there, if maybe you can steal or kill someone, then we can find you. Ah, of course. Because I wrote my real name and surname. The honest killer strikes again. It's just ridiculous. I was like, okay, and then I kill someone, and then what are you gonna do? It's like, then you sit there, we can just phone you and tell you must come back. Yeah. Same time.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you can win cool prizes. And by prizes, I mean surprise. There's no prizes. It's a free YouTube video, you greedy. Just click the video, man. Why you want free things on free things?